And that was the whole reason. That was the whole goal, leaving New Orleans. I wanted to compete for championships. Leave New Orleans, get to LA, and by far the best team that I've been on, since then, at that time. And as we're playing, to start the season, we kicking ass. We like number one in the West. And then COVID happens and we stop. Go to the bubble. We don't know what to expect, right? I don't know what's going to happen, how the game's going to go, because we had way more games left than what we actually played in the bubble. But they kind of just, cut it down. So we were playing and, go through the whole run and, we win. And at that moment, I feel like I've accomplished everything, right? I accomplished. Why did I come to LA? To win a championship. My first year, I get it done, right? I'm in a corner, sitting on a little bench thing, wherever the thing is in front of the bench. I'm crying, and I'm just sitting there, just soaking it all in. Like, damn, this shit really happened. Like, I'm really an NBA champion. You get the confetti, and you got the champagne in the locker room. Like, my dad's back there. He enjoyed. Like, it's a great time. My family's there. My wife's there. My daughter. Like, it's beautiful. You go back home. I go back to LA. I got the trophy with me. I'm like, yeah, but we knew that we wasn't having a parade, right? And that's the one thing that I missed the most. Like, we couldn't get the full experience of winning a championship when you get the parade. The fans come out. You on the stage and you get to say a speech. Like, you're drunk, you're having fun, like whatever it is. And to this day, I think about that. Right? Like, man, did I really win a championship? And you hear the noise, which to me is probably the hardest championship to ever accomplish. But for me, I also feel like I know I'm a champion, but I want the real experience. Right. So which is why it's like I want to compete so bad. I want to compete for a championship so bad because I want to go on the road. I want to go into, now I'm Eastern Conference, now Western Conference team, arena, and got to win on the road. I want that. I remember the playoff times in New Orleans and after COVID, the playoff environments in LA where, we played y'all in New Orleans and it's all red in there and the crowd is loud. They cheering for you and everything like that. So like, I want that. And I've never had a chance to experience that in a final situation. Right. And for me, it's like, damn, did I win? Did I not win? Like, I know I'm listed as a champion, but it's like, I'm not sure. So it motivates me more now to like, you know what? I gotta have that opportunity again. Win, lose, or draw, like to be in that experience in that environment again, like that's the thing I want most, before it's all said and done. So it was a great experience. I got the replica trophy. I got the ring. Like I got the pictures. I got the jersey I had, like the goggles, everything. I'm still a champion for sure. But I mean, to be able to do it in, the old fashioned way is something that I definitely miss and think about a lot. Time. When a team is tired of a player, they can trade him with no consequence. Right. But once a player's like, I want to do what's best for me, and because I want to compete for championships and win. It's not even about the money. Like, New Orleans offered me a crazy deal at the time. Like, it's not even about the money. Like, I genuinely want to win. And so now, because I want to win, I'm considered a villain to this team and to this fan base, And to this day, I go back and they still boo me. Right. And it's like.
And that's why they still losing. You don't boo the best player in your franchise history. You appreciate him.
I'm gonna tell you what got me, though, Dre. I'm going to tell you what got me, though. And you say that best player in franchise history, like points, rebounds, blocks, like all this. You know what's crazy? When I went back, I did not get a tribute, and that was that was the final straw.
Get the fuck out of here!
Never got a tribute. I didn't get a tribute going back to New Orleans.
What?
No. Which pissed me off. While the first game back, I think I had like 42 or 44, or 43, something like that. I was fucking hot.
No tribute.
No tribute. I got no tribute.
That's not true. Somebody, hey, internet folks out there.
Internet
Somebody
folks, look it up.
pulled a video of AD's first game back in New Orleans. There's no way you didn't get a tribute.
Never got a tribute. Never got a tribute. Nope. Didn't get a tribute. And so like, you know how it always goes like, you know, oh, you get drafted to a team and then when you're done, it's like, damn, towards the end of the career, I might want to go back and shit. Like, I've always had that mindset. Like, and I told Miss Benson when the trade, when I was going to her, right before the deadline to ask for a trade, I told her, look, Miss B, I want to get out of here. You know, these are the reasons, whatever. Miss B was cool. Like, me and Miss B still cool to this day. And I told her, and I was like, this might not be the end though. Like, you know, later on in my career, who knows if I was to come back and we try to do something special as I'm older and a little mature, the game develop, you know, win a couple of championships, come like whatever. I don't know. You know, I left that door open. And when I went back that first game and got no trip, I said, oh, that door is closed. I can't. That door is closed. I did whatever. Like your best player is leaving. Like nobody wants that. You know? But at the time when I was there too, it was, we can't never get AD help. Like, who is these guys we're signing? So it's like, you can't have it your cake and eat it too. You can't say like, we not giving him help, but then when he decides to leave, you're mad because he's leaving because he wants to go to a win. And I always thought I was gonna go back. And when I walked in the arena, and it's the emotion, you know, man, it's the emotion. Like you haven't experienced it, obviously, but like it's emotional as fuck. Like going back, I was just here 7 years, and I come out and it's boo. I'm talking about like loud, all boos. And so I'm sitting on the bench, and I'm sitting there, and they calling everybody, and I look up, Anthony Davis, and I'm like, oh shit, ain't nothing on the screen. Go out, and I said, oh yeah, okay, watch this. And I was so pissed. Dre. Like, not one. It wasn't even a graphic that said thank you. It was nothing. It was nothing, bro. And I was like, yeah, that's fucked up. You know what I'm saying? It was tough though, because when Rich was telling me, like, you got to go to the media. And I never talked about this, by the way. You getting the first exclusive. I've never spoken to anybody about this. You know what I'm saying? In the media, I was like, no, hell no. Be a villain? Man, change? I was scared. Like at first I didn't want to be traded because I'm like, change is different, man. Change is hard.
Hell yeah.
Change is hard. And I was like,
yes,
that's all I know. And I was like, to go to New Orleans, because I started doubting myself. Like, man, I know I can do it in New Orleans. I'm going to get all the balls, but I'm about to go play with Bron, Spotlight. I'm going to play with Rondo. Like, I'm about to play with all these players in LA. Or wherever at the time, I didn't know where I was going. But, you know, like, I'm about to go play with some guys. And it's like, am I ready for that? You know, I wasn't sure. You know, so I'm like, man, I don't know. Let's figure this out over here. You know, I hit Bron, like, Bron, you want to come over here? Like, I'm hitting everybody trying to figure it out. So I didn't have to leave. So, cause I was comfortable, you know, and, I mean, I'm glad I did make the change, but, that shit was tough when he was telling me what I had to do. And I was like, man, but at the end of the day, you know, I had to grow up and do what's best for me at the end of the day and let the rest take care of it. I know how Drew operates with the point guard next to him. We just seen it, you know, with Rondo. Like, Drew basically beat Portland, but he shut down Dame and CJ, right? And I was like, I tell David Griffin, I said, listen, if you can get Ja Morant at 1, then we got a real conversation going on, because I know how it's going to help our team with Drew, right? If Drew got to handle the ball, like, Drew, so he loves to get people involved, but like, Drew, we go score. We got somebody else who can do that now, who can play make. When we give you the ball, we need you to go beat Drew. And that's when he's at his best, you know? And he was like, he can't, he got to take Zion. And I just didn't see at the time where like me and Zion will work. Like, we were playing the same position. Like, at this time, I was only playing the 4. I was never the 5.
Yeah.
I've never played the 5. And so it was like, well, is Zion going to play the 3? You know, but at the time we had Solomon Hill, Dante Cunningham. So it's like, then you got Drew at the 2, and we just brought in Julius. So like, well, are you going to bench Julius? Like, who's getting benched, right? You're not going to bench your number 1 pick. So at the time,
Ja Morant gets drafted number 1 instead of Zion, and you're probably still a New Orleans Pelican today.
I think, I'm probably still in New Orleans.
And
No,
you asked David Griffin, draft Ja Morant, and he didn't.
Oh,
That is why you listen.